YouTube, it's Maddie the Emptiness Scrapper. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you stopped by. If you're new, I hope you enjoy the content. And if you're returning, I'm always really glad you came back. So this video is about the rationalizations we tell ourselves for wasting our money. Now, we all work hard for our money, whether you have a job like me or if you are a crafty YouTuber. Doesn't matter. However you earn your money, you deserve to enjoy it and make the most of it. But what I found is that I rationalize spending money and then I regret it. So I'd be interested to know if any of you do the same thing and have rationalized your spending in places where you don't want to do that anymore. And if you do, let's all stop saying these things to ourselves and respect our money and enjoy our crafting. So my first, and this is sort of funny because I'm on YouTube, but the first thing that I find myself falling into is following my favorite YouTuber recommendations, even though I have something that I'm happy with. And some of this is a little abstract, so I came prepared with examples. So here's my example. See this thing? Lots of people have this. It's been out for many years. This one I think I got from Stampin' Up. And it's a powder tool, and you use it with your embossing. And it works fine. It never dies. People make their own, and they're fine too. They're inexpensive. They do the job. And I had one. But I saw one of the crafters that I respect very much and like to follow using this thing. And it was so cute. It opens and closes. It's all got this nifty end that retracts. And I thought, that looks like fun. And everybody that I follow seem to all of a sudden be pulling this out. Well, guess what? Not only didn't I need it, I don't think it works as well as this. For me, it only comes out part of the time. I started spreading it on black cardstock to see if anything's coming out. Sometimes it comes out, sometimes it pours out, sometimes nothing's coming out. This thing, you swipe it on your project and the powder's there for you. And if you remember to use it, it works. So even though the YouTuber I follow and almost every crafter follows or watches, maybe it works for her. Maybe mine's defective. Maybe it's user error. But I didn't even need it. And that's the thing. So just because a YouTuber who has great talent is using it and recommending it, if I don't need it, don't buy it. That's just burning my money. I don't need to do that, and neither do you. There are some really great YouTubers who have shared videos on being selective with what you purchase, what you recommend. Justine Hovey, Laurel Beard. Mary Polanko has some great videos on spending your money wisely using items from the Dollar Tree that work great. Lindsay, the Frugal crafter, is always going to give me an honest review. And I try to go back to their channels to remind myself, just don't buy everything that every YouTuber that I like is using, because I may not need it, I may not want it, I may be able to buy it more reasonably and get great results. So I hope that's helpful. I will link their channels in the description if you're interested. Another thing that I fall into, it's another YouTube thing. Everybody is using this item. Looks like fun. I need to have it too. And here's the most recent one that I purchased. Well, actually, I put it on my wish list, so it's not quite as offensive to own. But I bought this. This is the decal edge trimmer. It's still sealed. I got it. I was excited. Tons of people were using it. And I hope I'll use it too, but I just think I need to be more selective about, I want to have it because so many other people have it. And the truth is, if I really want to distress my edges, I already had this thing. Now, you know, it's a little bit different to use. Well, I don't even know, because you saw that's not even open. So shame on me. Trying not to just buy it because everybody's using it. Maybe I'll use it. Maybe I'll learn to love it. But so far, I haven't used it yet, and I'm not sure. I need to, you know, wonder so much about things just because other people are using it if I'm not sure that it's going to fit into my style. This one I don't fall into, but I know that a lot of people do, and that is buying all the things for a new trend. Slimline cards are very trendy, and they make slimline paper, they make slimline dies, they make slimline stamps, and I don't even understand buying for this trend. It's not a trend I follow, but I would make a slimline card if I felt like it. I would just cut my paper to slimline size and use my tools to fit the slimline. I don't think that's very hard. I'm not sure why people do that, but they do. So buying all the things, and I could see buying some things, but buying all the things for a new trend, even if you love it, you don't necessarily need it. Ask yourself that question. Do I need this to follow the trend? Can I follow the trend, see if I like the trend, and then buy it? That's what I think. Trends are fun. I follow some trends too. Everybody does. But I try not to buy all the things for every new trend, because most of our things already in our stash can probably be adapted to use for that trend. Oh, here's one. An oldie but a goodie. I need to have the best. If I have the best supplies, the best quality, I will be a better crafter. I can't craft unless I have the best. And sometimes I fall into this problem category, sometimes I don't. So let's take, for example, one of my favorites, and that is water-soluble crayons. Caran d'Ache, these are the best. They are so best that I'm afraid to use them. So, am I glad I have them? Yes, I cherish them. They spark joy, as everybody likes to say. But I don't think they were a wise use of money, because I have lots of different kinds. This one is one that is was way less costly, It's not exactly the same. These are oil pastels. They are not water-soluble crayons. I do have some of those too, of course, but they work pretty much the same. I can do most of the same things with them. And although I do enjoy owning the Caran d'Ache, is it a smart use of my money? I'm going to try not to do that again. And I have shied away from doing that again. For example, I use a Hoo markers. And I chose this one because it has the brush tip there. And on the other side, the fine tip. So there you can see. Now, many crafters like to do alcohol coloring, and I am one of them. And anyone who has watched YouTube videos on alcohol coloring know that Ohuhu is not the best. Ohuhu is a budget brand, and there are a million budget brands. I don't profess to know which is the best one. I know the tip sizes I like. I've tried a few things, and I settled on this brand. But everybody knows Copics. Copics are the best. And I know for a fact I don't need those. I don't have the skill, I don't have the desire, and I did stay away from needing the best for a lot of my crafting. So sometimes I fall into these traps, and sometimes I've learned better. Another myth that we tell ourselves, I need all the sizes. I need all the sizes. So sometimes that's true. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes you need more than one size, but you don't need them all. For example, here is my trimmer. It's my favorite trimmer, and I find it super handy. But it does not cut 12 by 12. And sometimes I need to cut 12 by 12. So this is my go-to for 12 by 12. I need two sizes, no way around it. I'd much rather just use one size, but this one is just not as handy as this one. I find it easier to just pull out and use, and that's what I do. My main trimmers, and I do have too many because I do have more. Actually, some I've gifted, but I need at least two sizes. Excuse me. Some people got the cute little trimmers that came out, and they're adorable. I know I don't need that, but they are adorable. I do have a travel trimmer for when I go to crops. I keep it in my bag all the time. And the one larger trimmer I have, I don't even pull it out. And don't even start talking about that deckle edge trimmer. We'll see if that ever comes out of its box. Okay, another thing. I need backup. So sometimes you do need backup for, let's say, consumables. My adhesive for my Xyron, extra blades for my trimmer. Yes, I need backup. If I run out in the middle of a project, I absolutely want a backup trimmer. I absolutely want to refill my Xyron. But do you need backup for everything? Well, obviously not everything. But I recently ordered a backup that I think I am out of my mind for buying. So this is my die cut machine. It's the Gemini Junior. I've been using it since I started die cutting. It serves me quite well. However, Spellbinders came out with this limited edition, another thing, limited edition. So this limited edition manual die cutting machine. I showed it to one of my friends. I said, ooh, isn't it pretty? But I already have a die cutter. And she said, well, but you don't have a backup. And I was like, oh, I don't have a backup. So over time, I talked to myself and talked myself into, I need that backup because it went on sale and I had some coupons. And you know what? Pretty sure that was frivolous, but we'll see how that goes. So now gonna have a backup, which I hope I don't regret. Okay, going along with the idea of the special edition is the fear of missing out. So the fear of missing out, FOMO, a lot of people will see a stamp set, will see a machine, it's gold, it's only available for a short time at this color, at this price, at this whatever. There's always another one around the corner. We are not missing out. We just have to let that go because the new stamps of butterflies are almost exactly the same as the old stamps of butterflies. The new colors of inks are almost exactly the same as the other colors that we already have. We are not missing out. Just get what you want and don't keep rebuying because they're always coming out with more. That's their job, that's their business. But it doesn't have to be our business to collect everything that does come out. The most common thing that I have heard for rationalization is I have to have all the blank. And I'll use for the most common one for an example. I need to have all the colors of ink in this line because I have full set syndrome. Well, I have no news for you folks, crafty friends. There's no such thing as full set syndrome. No such thing as full set syndrome. This is something a brilliant marketing person threw at us so that we had an excuse to buy a full set of something that we don't need because we're not going to use all those colors. Who uses every color in their collection if they have a full set? Rare or never will you find a crafter that uses everything in their full set. So think about for a minute. Do I really want all those colors? Is it going to improve my crafting? Is it going to fill a void? Or do I just want to look at it and say, I got the full set? Stop lying to yourself. There's no such syndrome. Last but not least, I need a custom kitchen cabinet room with matching IKEA, matchy space to be a real crafter. Well, I don't know if I'm a real crafter, a fake crafter. I like crafting. There are plenty of crafters out there with minimal spaces, minimal rooms, minimal supplies, who create beautiful projects, absolutely beautiful projects. And the rest of that stuff, yeah, it may be fun to look at, but I am here to tell you, embrace your space. Make it a place where you want to craft, where you want to play, and you will enjoy everything that you do. Try to not overwhelm yourself with too much stuff. You ever see a craft room tour where the person has so much stuff, it gives you a headache to look at. But it works for them. It inspires them. So it's perfect for them. So what we have to do is find our level and embrace our space and embrace our hobby. Or even if it's your job, embrace your job. Whatever it is, you don't need a custom craft room. You don't even need an IKEA craft room. What you need is a comfortable space for you. And with that, I'd like to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this content. I'm going to try to stop myself from saying things that encourage me to waste my own money. I like my money. I work hard for my money, and you do too. So if you enjoyed this content, please consider liking and subscribing. And stay safe, everybody. Bye-bye, YouTube.